This is Radix Radio, where disease is overcome, abundant health awaits, and life is elevated from the pit of despair as we begin living victoriously from above down, inside out. Now, here's your host, Dr. Ryan Betts.
Good morning and welcome to Radix Radio on this beautiful Saturday morning. We are excited to have you join us for the next half hour of just abundant conversation about your health. I am your host, Dr. Ryan Betts, with my trusted colleague, Dr. Justin Stokes. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
Good. How you doing today?
I'm awesome. I'm ready for 2019.
Yeah. You have a good Christmas?
I did. I had a great Christmas. We got back to Iowa. Got to see the family. All that good stuff, and excited to be back in Colorado and actually see some different scenery and some sunshine.
Yeah, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Rather than cloudy skies, we get to see that beautiful, beautiful sunshine upon us. So, yeah, and we're coming into the close to the end of the new year here. Only a couple more days before 2019 hits us.
We are fired up.
Can you believe that?
I'm excited.
And I'm fired up too, because I'm just thinking of, talking about last week's show and beginning the conversation, or just putting out there that we're doing this health transformation here in a couple weeks. I'm excited for all that is possible for the people that join this, what we call the Radical Transformation 2019. Yeah.
Sounds weird saying it.
It does sound, I can't believe we're saying it, because it just seems like yesterday that we were doing it last year as well.
Yeah.
So, we're excited. We're pumped. Hopefully you all that have been listening have been thinking about, the new year coming, and hopefully have been thinking a little bit about, some different things that you're looking to accomplish in 2019, some different goals for yourself. And I know that most of us obviously have the goal that's focused on our health too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest New Year's resolution is, I'm going to get in shape this year.
Yep.
How often does that fall by the wayside by the end of January?
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a moment. Because, again, we're going to go into a little bit of detail today on this transformation program, how you can have us as your accountability partners and really stick with these resolutions, because here's a scary fact. 6 days into the new year, classically every year, about January 6th, 83% of New Year's resolutions will have been given up on. Staggering.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's sad, because those things I like we have our great energy right now. We're really fired up.
Yep.
Everybody that made those resolutions was super fired up about
they were
them.
pumped up. Yeah.
Yeah, they were super excited, and then they fall by the wayside. And a lot of times it's not from lack of trying or lack of excitement or just all those good intentions. It's just life starts setting in, and that's where we come in to help you get over that hump.
Yeah, we're your coaches, right?
Exactly.
And that's what people need. They need accountability. They need support. And even thinking of the group that we took through last year, we had a couple dozen people do this, and I didn't have a single person drop out by the end of the 40-day journey that we had. So accountability goes a long way in that support, because we're able to, we're not obviously watching your every step. We, there's a little bit of the honor system in there too, of like doing the things that we're teaching and implementing them. But that is a huge factor. And so I like to look at us that, with our group, we've got 100% New Year's resolution success rate versus the 83% fail rate that happens after just 6 days in. And like you mentioned too, people are so pumped up. They're so excited, let's say December 31st or even the first couple days of the new year. But a lot of that's adrenaline based. And if you don't put action steps behind it, that adrenaline's going to wear off. You come, like you said, come back to reality, start getting into the rhythms of life again, and we start to lose our way.
Well, I think a lot of it too is when people make these resolutions, they want to do it, but then they hit that wall when they kind of basically lose out on, they don't know what they didn't know.
Yep.
And that lack of understanding, that lack of education, that lack of somebody just directing them in the right direction is really where a lot of those things fall off, is that it's not that people don't want to still do it, but they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah. And you have to implement the SMART system, right?
Yeah.
The specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goals with these resolutions. To say that, hey, I want to trim down and lose 50 pounds in 2 months, okay, may not be part of the SMART system, but that's where we can come along with you as well, and look at your goals, sit down, be like, okay, these ones are achievable, and then putting that action strategy behind it so that we can actually see it through. But not only at that point does it stop.
Yeah.
This radical transformation program that we're going to have in the new year is a 40-day journey. But then there's still the Facebook group thereafter, the other ways to reach out to us. I mean, there's still us too. And people can reach out specifically or directly come in to see us. And we can continue to walk you through this, because the last thing I want to happen is, we set these great goals, we achieve them, 40 or 50 days into the new year, and then boom, all my support's gone. And within a month, I've backslidden and gone back into my old habits, my old routines, and I've completely just lost what I had accomplished.
Yeah, and that's the important thing, is having that community to help you. That's what we preach on all the time, about community and how we really want to build a stronger community. Well, part of that is having a community to connect with, and this makes you more accountable, but also just that support. Give it that pat on the back makes all the difference in the world sometimes.
Yeah. And even looking at, just to talk about, us being chiropractors a little bit, one beautiful thing that I love about our profession is not only are we well versed in taking care of the human body and, diagnosis and everything like that with, specific conditions people are going through, and helping their body to overcome them and heal them on their own. But we also acknowledge that, hey, there's lifestyle factors in there too. And that if you want to overall get healthier and stronger and make sure that every year you're going down a healthier route and not getting sicker and weaker, then this is a huge asset that I'm very thankful for our education for, and the postgraduate studies that we've done. Like I said, past episodes, I've been studying this stuff for well over 2 decades now. Not many, well, I can't say that. I can't say what I was going to say. I was thinking, not many people outside of our profession have that well-rounded focus on lifestyle, being, how to eat, how to move, how to think, how to have good neurological connections, and how to get the most abundant health possible.
Yeah, it's a lot for us to focus on and think about, but it's so important about being the whole health, taking into account the whole body rather than one specific system or one specific organ. No, it's about how the whole body is interacting, how the whole body is functioning, and it's about whole health.
Yeah. I want to point out what our programs and what our workshops and classes at the office are not about. They're not about the latest gizmos, the latest fish oils that are not fish oils, but snake oils. They are about fish oils. That's good stuff. But snake oils out there. And, it's not about like, oh, we've got, all these different, chemicals and supplements that we need to have 20, 30 different supplements in your regimen. Because what that's doing, that's saying, okay, these are the conditions you're going through. Here's a supplement to overcome it. That's a daunting task, and that's not what our focus is about. We're not looking to overload you and overwhelm you with starting to take gobs and gobs and gobs of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that's really going into symptom chasing. And that's not what we're about. We're about getting the body its most efficient, most healthy way, and getting out of the way and letting it do what it's designed to do.
Yeah. We're not going to look to treat or even diagnose and then treat the different conditions, even with supplements and healthy means. Because like you said, that's just going down symptom chasing. Yeah. What our focus is, again, full acronyms today. We got SMART was the first one. Next one is the KISS method. Obviously, they keep it simple, silly. Yes. And that's what I really feel, as goofy as it sounds to say that, that's what our underlying theme is for all of our strategies and how we teach is, I want to make all of these programs and all these strategies as simple as possible so that anyone can implement these, even children, Yeah. I don't want to have it be this daunting task of like feeling overwhelmed, because I know people that have gone to different doctors and, even ones maybe that are more along the natural route. And they come to me and they show me this report of like, this is their blood work. This is the list of the 20 supplements that the doctor's recommending them to take. And I just look at them in the eyes, and they've got this overwhelmed look on their face. Their eyes, their pupils are dilated. They just look stressed. And if that's how, I mean, that's how our healthcare system looks at this, that's aside from medication, that's the only way, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is like, if that's your initial reaction right away, what's the likelihood of following through with that plan?
Well, I think that's when we started this show, and man, it's been, I can't believe how many episodes we've already done. It's flown right by. But it was all about the principle that the body is made and designed to function optimally, and we've got to remove that interference. So that's really all we do. And it was I worried that maybe we're too simple on things. We wouldn't have enough episodes to talk about because our message is so simple. And it's about getting your body actually communicating and functioning at that highest level.
Yeah. And when you said remove the interference, obviously as chiropractors, we're talking about neurological interference. Mm-hmm. But the thing that just jumped into my mind right then was some of the interference too can be our headspace.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happens between our ears, right?
Oh, gosh,
and overthinking things and over just like kind of catastrophizing things a little bit like, oh my gosh, I can't start a New Year's resolution, or I can't achieve this because XYZ. Or you start to do the research into it, you get what I think of as what's it called? Analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
You overanalyze it and it just paralyzes you in fear and anxiety and stress. And then you retreat from it and nothing changes.
Yeah, I think one thing also is that people sometimes when we're starting these things is when you make that first mistake, when you have that first slip up, people then think, oh, I've ruined it. I might as well quit. You don't have to be perfect.
No, there's grace there.
I'm not perfect by any means. But yeah, allowing yourself that grace that I wasn't perfect today. All I have to do is do better than I did yesterday.
Yeah. And talking about the Radical Transformation Program, I also put along the word journey.
Yeah.
Because it's a journey. Just like our health is a journey, it's not I have to get it right the first time or else I'm going to fail type thing. Yeah. And thinking of like even starting, the Maker's Diet and this program, it begins with a detox. And based on your lifestyle and do you travel a lot? Do you sit at a desk a lot? What's your availability for detoxing? We've got some different options in this transformation program for it, whether it's a 10-day detox, a 14, or even up to a 21-day. But even thinking about that, like in the detox, it's okay if it's not perfect at first.
Yeah.
Like your first few days, you may sneak a couple, foods that aren't on the suggested list. That doesn't mean it's going to like completely break the whole program and throw you through a tailspin. It just means that, hey, we just got some retraining to do.
Well, one of the stats that I looked up and I found out was that in the 1700s, the human diet, we consumed about 10 pounds of sugar a year.
Wow.
Now we're eating 170 pounds of sugar a year.
Whoa.
If you eat 150, you're better than you were last year.
Yeah.
Really, it's things like that. Obviously, 150 is still way too much, obviously, but those changes, you're still going to see some amazing benefits to the health by just, getting back to 10 pounds of sugar a year.
Yeah. All right. So let's go through some of the details of this Radical Transformation 2019 program. First of all, as we mentioned in previous episodes, we align ourselves with the Maker's Diet, or as I like to think of it, the Maker's Plan, which is authored by Jordan Rubin. And this book, this journey is biblical based in terms of a nutrition program over a 40-day period. So our transformation program will be kicking off on Monday, January 21st. Again, you can reach out to us at 719-573-1007 at Radix Chiropractic, or look us up online, radixchiro.com, or on Facebook or Instagram. We're going to be blasting this stuff all over the place, in the next few weeks here, getting ready for it. But get on the list, give us a call.
Yeah.
Commit to this, because here's the thing. This program, the reason why we don't start it in the early part of the year, like the first week of January, is we realize, like I said before, in that first week is when 83% of New Year's resolutions are going to fall through. So our mindset is, let's wait for that period to happen. Let's get out of that like high adrenaline state that we're in and like these grandiose ideas, and let the dust settle a little bit, come back to reality, and then we're going to start our program.
Yeah.
So that you're more in a mindset and ready and able to focus on, the details, but also committing to it as well.
Well, also just putting it into your daily routine, into your normal lifestyle. You're going to settle into the, what life was like before that, but we need to add something else in there. We need to change that up for you.
Yeah. Yep. So the first, week and a half, even up to 3 weeks of this program is the detox.
Yeah.
And the detox is obviously a lot about elimination, getting back on healthier foods. It's even in the first part of the Maker's Diet, it's having no meats, so no beef, no chicken, no fish. It's all surrounded around fruits and veggies, and then there's some different based on the detox that we hook you up with. What program you want to go with. There's different shakes and a couple different supplements that you take, just two.
Yes.
To help with the detoxification process of the body and ridding a lot of those chemical toxins and stresses that not only got built in there from, this holiday season, but also over years past too.
Well, and then also sugar, getting your body so that it's not craving sugar.
Yeah, which that can take a little time as
Yeah.
well. So, we roll it out. We begin with the detox, and then that rolls into the Maker's Diet plan itself. And again, we'll have different workshops at the office throughout this 40 days, and we'll let you know the dates as you join the program. But those workshops are designed to give you ammunition, give you more understanding, and begin to also shift your belief system on what you're putting in your body and how you're taking care of your body. Because what we're not focused on, we're not looking to modify behaviors with this diet or with this transformation program.
Yeah.
If you just modify behavior, then, after the 40 days is up, if you haven't really gotten to the root of what you believe in, you're going to go right back to what your old way of life was.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they are fun. They are community-based.
Yep.
They are going to be entertaining. If you're listening to us right now, you already like us, so it's going to be more of that, but on a more individual basis.
Yep.
And they are tailored more to you as an individual too. It's not a one size fits all type of thing. We're going to work with you on an individual basis to make you as healthy as possible.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We're all different, so we're gonna help you out with that.
Yeah, and the thing is, we realize that there's an abundance of information online. Obviously, if you didn't want to go through a program like this and just try it out on your own, yeah, you can get the information, but that missing link, that key component, is the support and the accountability that the group and that we offer for you as you begin this journey, because and also making it simple too, rather than having to spend hours and hours and hours researching different methods, different strategies. We just got a simple one that we're going to lay out for you and just make it really achievable.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be daunting. It's going to flow naturally, right?
Yeah, it's going to be, you'll be surprised how easily your body gets into this pattern with us, and the pattern of health.
Yep.
That's really what we're going to do. We're going to work you in there, and it's not going to be like, we're not throwing everything at you at once. We're working you into it because we want this to be a sustained change.
Yeah. And I even think back to my earlier years of practice and the different transformation programs I did back then. I'll be the first to admit I made mistakes back then.
Oh, yeah.
I had programs that were just so overwhelmingly complicated, whether it was doing the zone diet or the keto diet or the paleo. Paleo is a little bit easier, but like zone and keto, like some of those, there was just so much information, so many calculations needed. I mean, weighing out all your food, doing this, doing that. That's not what the Maker's Diet's going to focus on. You don't need a scale to weigh your food. You don't need little measuring cups.
Yes.
I mean, simple strategies of just even using the palm of your hand to figure out, okay, this is how much I need to have of this. That's my measuring tool. Mm-hmm. Again, going back to the basics, like how God laid out nutrition for us and gave us that plan, many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And just going back to that just simple, innate way of living and keeping it simple.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. I never want to be somebody that has to have a scale to measure my food. That's just going to be
so hard.
It's way too, it just makes it way too hard. Way too hard. Let's get your body communicating, get your brain, get your gut communicating again, and let your body innately function the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. So you touched on something right there, Doc, that of course is, not required to do this transformation program. You can simply come to the office, join our group, have nothing to do with chiropractic, and just go through this nutrition or this 40-day journey and see amazing results. But I will tell you, and I will encourage you, that the communication network of our nervous system within our body is what's going to make or break the results here. Mm-hmm. I think of it as the missing link, right?
Absolutely.
Because I have seen people that have been patients of ours that have gone through this health challenge. And then I've seen people from outside the practice that have just joined alongside of us, gone through the challenge. And the group that takes care of their nerve system chiropractically by getting it rebooted, getting it stronger and healthier, more vital, their results speak for themselves. In that I see results for both groups. Don't get me wrong. We the commitment level is there, so the results are there. But classically, the group that takes care of the nerve system as well is the group that I see achieve more of the higher level results. The other group, the public group that doesn't do chiropractic, gets results, but at the end they're kind of like, oh, I wish I would have had a little bit more out of this. Mm-hmm. And at that point, it really comes down to the missing link is your nervous system prepared and ready to adapt and to assimilate and to essentially digest all these new healthy nutrients coming into your body?
Yeah, absolutely. The body, like I said, our nervous system is that missing link between the brain and the gut.
Yep.
And what we do is just make that communication so much stronger. Our body is able to absorb, it's able to repair when that nervous system is adaptable and functional.
Yeah. And we get an idea how your nervous system is working by doing neurological testing in the office, get a baseline to see how things are firing in there, or where there's blockages in nerve flow, what organs that's affecting, how that's limiting your health. And then that, correcting those interferences through the chiropractic adjustments, and then also adding in, the radical transformation program. Again, 1-2 combination, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
It's amazing. It's life-changing. So, again, if you got more questions about that, feel free to reach out to us at 719-573-1007, or go online at radixchiro.com. A way to begin the new year and get an assessment done. We're always offering this for $49 to all of our radio show listeners. That's a special for you guys only. Normally it's over a $300 value for only $49, and that's your neurological assessments, your report with us, obviously like a consultation as well, but then most importantly, that first adjustment, all of that is in the $49. So again, if that is triggered some thoughts of like, hey, I want to get the full, well-rounded approach to my health addressed, and I want to get back on track in the new year, reach out to us. We'd love to help.
And that's really how I like to start with every new person that comes in and meets with us, is really writing down what their goal is, what they want to see out of their body. That's really the way I look at my job, is to help you achieve that goal that you have.
Yeah.
And really, that's what that consult part of is going to be, of really sitting down and finding out what you really want and where we're going with this and what's capable, also showing what's capable of your body.
Yeah. What better time to begin thinking about this too, right? We're a couple of days away from the new year. It's time to turn over a new leaf and turn over really new year, new you, right?
Absolutely.
And finding, this is your answer.
Yeah.
If you can look back upon past years and you're like, yeah, I did pretty good, and then there's a but in there, this is a new opportunity for you.
Yeah. We're going to help remove those obstacles, those roadblocks, those speed bumps that you hit.
Yeah. And I love this time of year because I just get so fired up by seeing just the commitment level and people coming in and saying, hey, I'm putting my foot down. I want to be healthier in 2019 or in this new year as I was last year. And we're here to help. Again, Dr. Ryan Betts, Dr. Justin Stokes at Radix Chiropractic. Coming up January 21st is our Radical Transformation Program 2019. Woo! Love to have you a part of it. We got all the details that we can give you over the phone or via email. So as always, we are pumped. We're excited. Next year's show, next year, which is next year, but next week's show, we'll be going into some new strategies for the new year and beginning to reformulate and essentially overcoming old habits and ways of life. So Love having you tune in each week. We love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful and happy New Year.
You can find out more on today's show by visiting their website, radixchiro.com, or following Radix Chiropractic on Facebook or Instagram. Thanks for listening.